Marhaban, ahlan wa sahlan bikum. Welcome again to our Gateway to Arabic series. We're still analyzing our book 5. We're now on page 26, and it's about how to conjugate defective verbs in the past tense. And defective verbs is called in Arabic al-fi'lu al-mu'tallu الناقص في الماضي, in the past tense. And they are those verbs that have a weak third root letter. Now, such as da'a. Da'a, the dal is our first root letter. Ain is the second. That stick alif is a pretender. It's not the original letter. It's actually standing for wow. So wow is actually the third root letter, as we will see now. So let's conjugate that. So da'a means he called or he invited. And how do we say she called or invited? We say da'at. You may notice that wow is gone. Da'at. So we have dal, first root, ain, second root, and then the ta to indicate we say she. So he is da'a and she is da'at. How do we say two boys or two men called or invited? We say da'awa. Aha, the original letter now reappeared. Da'awa. We have the alif at the end to indicate that we are talking about two masculine. Da'awa, two men called or invited. How do we say two female, two women called or invited? We say da'ata. We're still maintaining the disappearance of the wow. Wow is not there, it's deleted. Da'ata. The alif at the end is the same alif with the da'awa to indicate two people. So, two men, da'awa, two women, da'ata. How do we say three men or more called or invited? We will say da'aw. Da'aw. Let's have a look at that. Da'aw. The wow we are looking at there, that wow is not the third root letter. It's the wow al-jama'a. Wow to indicate that we are talking about plural, male. Three or more male. Da'aw. The wow, original wow, is gone. Da'aw. How do we then say three women or more called or invited? We'll say da'awna. What's da'awna? Yes, the rule is when you say three women or more did something, the past tense, you put sukun on the third root letter. Hence, we've put sukun on this wow here. Wow is that's wow is the third root letter. So we say da'awna. Nun is nono niswa to indicate we're talking about feminine plural. Da'awna. So the third person, al-ghaib, al-ghaibin, al-ghaibat, we say he, da'a, she, that, they, meaning two men, da'awa, and they, meaning two women, we say da'ata, wow is gone. But in the plural, we say for three men or more, da'aw, wow is deleted. And for three more women or more, we say da'awna. We retain the wow and we add nonun niswa, the feminine plural noun. Okay, let's now look at the second person, mukhatab, when you are speaking to people in front of you. The rules, as we learned many times before, is you put sukun on the third root letter. any verb, before you say you, whether you singular, you duo, you plural, man or woman, the third root letter will carry sukun. And after that, you just add ta to indicate you are saying you, male singular, and t, you, female singular, tuma, either you, two of you male, or two of you women as well, and tum for all of you men, and tunna for all of you female. That's all you do. Just put sukun on the third root letter and then add ta, ti, tuma, tuma, tum, tunna. Okay, let's now apply that to the verb da'a. Remember, the third root here is waw. So we put sukun on the waw, we say da'aw, and then ta, you, male, singular, called or invited. Da'aw ti, you, female, singular, called or invited. Da'aw tuma, two of you, male, called or invited. The same will be said for two of you women, called or invited. Da'aw tuma. But when we're speaking to three or more men, we say da'aw and then we add tum. Da'aw tum. You called or you invited. If we're speaking to three or more women, we put sukun again on the third, we say da'aw, and then we add tunna. So that section of mukhatab, or people you are speaking to in front of you, will be da'awta, da'awti, da'awtuma, da'awtuma, da'awtum, da'awtunna. Okay, we're making progress. Now, let's turn our attention to the speaker, first person, I. The I and we in the past tense in Arabic has no gender. A man will say da'awtu, I invited, I called. A woman also will say da'awtu, I called or I invited. We, either two of us or millions of us, regardless of the gender, we say da'aw with sukun, and then we say na, nun, and the lengthening alif. We, whether women or men, two or more, we say da'awna, the same. Now, let's do the second category, and that is when the third root letter is ya, such as jara. Jara means he ran, and she ran will be jarat. We'll remove the ya, jarat. Two men ran is jaraya. You can see the ya there, and the alif there is alif of ithnain, alif of duo, to say two men did the verb. In this case, they ran. And two women ran, it would be jarata. We still drop the third root letter. We say jarata. The alif at the end is the same alif to indicate there are two people we're talking about. In this case, two women. Jarata. Three or more men ran would be jarau. They ran. Jarau. And three or more women would be jaraina. We put sukun on the ya and we then put na, which is your nun niswa, nun indicating there are three or more women that we are talking about. So that section is jara, jarat, jaraya, jarata, jarau, jaraina. Okay, now let's see now what's happened with the second person when we're speaking to people in front of us using the verb jara in the past tense. You know the rule? The third root letter will have sukun across the board. Then we just add ta for you singular male, and ti for you singular female, and tuma for either you are two men or two women, it's the same, and tum for you three or more male, and tunna ending for you three or more female. So let's go. So we put sukun on the ya, third root letter. Say jaraita. You singular male ran. Jaraiti. You singular female ran. Jaraituma. You two male ran, and also it's the same for you two female ran. Jaraituma. You three or more plural men ran is jarai and then tum. Jaraitum. And you three or more female ran is jarai. You put sukun on it, and then you say tunna. Jarai tunna. You ran. So jaraita, jaraiti, jaraituma, jaraituma, jaraitum, jaraitunna. Yes. First person, I or and we, there's no gender involved. A man and a woman who say jaraitu, I ran. Jaraitu, I ran. We, meaning two of us or more, will say jarai na, regardless of the gender. Jarai na, we ran. Okay, that's second category done. Let's now do the third category, and that is when we actually have a ya itself, not like a jara pretending that's alif maksura. No, we say like verb baqiya. That's ya there as a third root letter, very clearly stated. Baqiya. He remained, he stayed. She will be baqiyat, normal. Baqiyat, she remained, she stayed. And they, meaning two men, remained, would be baqiya. Just add alif of its name, the dual alif, to indicate we're talking about two of them. Baqiya. And for two women remained or stayed will be baqiyata. Oh, that's a template stuff. Baqiyata. And they, meaning three men or more, we say, here you say baqu. Baqu. Again, the waw's waw jama'a, the third root letter, which is ya, is being removed. Otherwise, we'll have say baqiyu. No, you remove the yaw, you just say baqu. Okay. Now, if you want to say three or more female remained or stayed, you say, you need sukun there. So we turn that ya into lengthening. We say baqina. Lengthening is actually sakina, is a sukun. So we say baqina. No niswa at the end. So the last section of a third person would be baqiya. That's he. Baqiyat, she. Baqiya, they, two men stayed, and baqiyata, two women stayed or remained. And then we say baqu for three or more men, and baqina for three or more female. As for the second person, that year, the third year, we turn into lengthening across the board, because lengthening is a sukun based. So we say baqi, and then we add ta. You, male singular, remained or stayed. Baqita. Equivalent in you singular female remained will be baqiti, t ending. So baqita, baqiti. And two of you, regardless of whether you two men or you two women, will be the same. Baqituma. And for women, the same. Baqituma. If we are addressing three or more men, we say baqi, and then we add tum, baqi tum. And for addressing 3 or more women, we say baqi and then tunna. Usual suspect, usual ending ta, tuma, tum for the male section, and ti, tuma, tunna addition for the female section. So that section will be baqita, baqiti, baqituma, baqituma, baqitum, baqitunna. And for the I, usual neutrality is there, no gender involved. We just say baqi and then tu, baqitu, I stayed or I remained. And we, two or millions of us, will be baqi and then na, known with an alif, baqina. Here we are. This is how to conjugate defective verbs, the one that has a weak third root letter. Whether that root letter is stick alif representing waw at the end, or alif maqsura like jara representing ya, or the actual ya itself, such as baqiya. This is how to conjugate this. Please go to the book 5 from pages 26, 27, 28, 29. Study it for me and you will see the all the available exercises there. Please do those exercises for me and check your answer against the your work. You can find the answer book on our website, gatewaytoarabic.com. Well done. So next time we are going to look at how these verbs behave in the present tense, which is al-fi'lu al-mudari, and also and the fi'l amr, the imperative. But today, I hope you have understood now the system of conjugating this type of verb in the past tense. We've done that with the verb da'a, and with verb jara, and the verb baqiya. Well done. I'll see you next time, inshallah. In the meantime, مع السلامة، إلى اللقاء في أمان الله.